Yeah, same code I'll dump here. Same code. Which case? Same code I copied. Okay, switch case. You'll have same as integer ch. Declare one variable as integer ch. Now, point is this code as it is, you can implement or you can write using if condition also. Same code. You can write like this. If ch equal to 1, block open, 2 lines, c equal to a plus b, console dot write line, sum is plus c. Else, if ch equal to 2, c equal to a into b, console dot write line, product is plus c. Else, console dot write line, invalid choice. Well, same code. You can compare now. The way switch case works, the same way if else if works. Exactly same way. No change at all. Here, if you input your choice as 1, then case 1 will run. Here, this condition is satisfied, then it will execute addition block. If choice is 2, multiplication block. If no choice, we'll go with invalid one. Invalid choice. It will go with what? Invalid choice. But interesting point is, any one is going to work for us. Now, exactly same way. Now, question is, usually this is like most frequently asked questions, like most frequently they ask like if both are same, so they definitely will ask your suggestion, like in a team when you work as a .NET programmer, which one would be best for programming? Will you give priority to switch case or will you give priority to if condition? Let's check them. Let's see how and what way we can justify our answer of these two, which is best for programming. And what we find is, remember, between switch case statement and if condition, logically, if is very strong. If condition is very strong. If condition. Why? On what basis you are saying that it is strong? Okay. This is the way you can justify. For example, assume if you have been asked, for example, if I write like this, integer ch equal to 1, switch of ch, and we write case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, case 7, case 8, case 9, case 10. Then code here. Then break. Same way, case 11, case 12, case 13, case 14, case 15, case 16, case 17, case 18, case 19, case 20, code here, break. Like this, I have written my program now. What does this mean now? It means first block, this block, it is going to execute whenever I input my choice between 1 to 10. Means between 1 to 10, any number I input, it is going to it is going to what? Execute that code. And the second block is the 11 to 20. 11 to 20. That case block, I mean, any choice between 11 to 20 will execute your second case block. 1 to 10 will execute one case block. 11 to 20 will execute another case block. Like that, you will have multiple case blocks, can be multiple choices can be provided to a single case block. But interesting thing is, there is no shortcut for this logic. You cannot write like this. Case 1 to 10. This will not run. Code here. Break. Case 11 to 20. Code here. Break. You cannot write like this. I mean to say it that it doesn't give error. Doesn't work. I mean to say it is not a shortcut for these 10 lines. That is what I want to convey a point. 1 to 1 hyphen 10, it doesn't take hyphen as 2 there. 1 to 10, it doesn't take. Rather, it will take that hyphen as minus. Now that block will execute when I go with case minus 9. 1 minus 10, it will take minus 9. 11 minus 20. You're following what I'm saying? So it only depends like that, that there is no shortcut of writing multiple case block values. There is no shortcut. As you're writing case 1 till case 10, same way you're doing case 1 hyphen 10. But point is case 1 hyphen 10 is different meaning. Case 1 to 10 has different meaning. These two are different. Now imagine a case, imagine 1 to 10, fine. Already you have written 10 times case block values. What is the situation if I go with the 100 values? If I want to have case till 100, case 1, case 2, case 3 till case 100, obviously the wastage of time. You have to write 100 lines of code. Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4 till case 100. Now it doesn't matter. As I said, like you have to write 100 lines of code. So people come up saying me, not in my experience, what I have come up, like people say that, why to write one below the other? Why don't we write one beside the other? Anyways, you're writing the same thing, no? Case 1 colon space case 2 colon space case 3 colon space case 4. Whether you write one below the other, you write one beside the other, you're not saving your lines. You're writing same code. Time waste, memory waste, no logical point in it. Then what is best? What is best in it? So you can write in this way, if condition, using if condition. Now see the reduction of code. If ch greater than or equal to 1 and ch less than or equal to 10, code here. Else ch greater than or equal to 11, ch less than or equal to 20, code here. Close up. The work of 10 lines, you compressed it to one line in if condition. Even if it would have been 100 lines, 100 lines, then also you would have written greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to 100. The work of 100 lines would have been done in single line. That is the reason I said like if condition is logically very strong compared to switch case. Then why they introduce switch case? If condition is so strong, then what is the purpose of going with switch case? Simple, only one answer. Switch case is best for readability point of view. Readability. Reading point of view, it is best. There is no logical stuff in that. Keep on writing case 1, case 2, case 3 till case 100. Okay, that is how you can make a comparison. Now let's go next part. Now the interesting part of the next topic is we are going to learn about looping construct. 4 loops in C sharp. Do while, for each. 4 loops. Loop is what? Repetition. Repeating the statements for execution. That is loop. How many I said? Do while, for each. 4. Now, at this point of time, we are not going to study anything about for each loop. Probably in my coming classes, we'll discuss about it. In introduction itself, for fundamental itself, I'll cover that. Now we are going to talk only on 3 today. Do while, for. Three things we'll learn. So that we are done with our loops. Basics will be completed. And you parallelly, you will get an idea of how do they actually provide their execution process. Now, coming to do while, you can say integer I equals to 1, 2, block open, console dot write line of I plus plus, close, while I less than or equal to 5. This is the approach in writing do while loop. I1 prints 1 makes 2 condition 2 less than or equal to 5. Prints 2 makes 3 condition true. Like that it will work till 5. Now even if I give I value as 11, prints 11 becomes 12 false comes out, which means minimum once statements are executed. Minimum once statements are executed. Irrespective of condition, we are not talking at all about condition. We are focused only on a concept of what? Only on a concept of what? Working. And what about while loop? How this while loop is going to respond then? Here I say integer I equal to 1, while I less than or equal to 5, block open, console dot write line of I plus plus, close the block. Here what happens then? You can say Here, as I said, minimum ones, reverse. Statements are executed only if condition is satisfied. If condition is satisfied. Okay. Hmm. Now another important thing. Another another important thing is working. The way they are executed is here. First, statements are executed, then checks the condition. Here, reverse. Here, what is reverse? Checks the condition and then executes the statement. Third rule, must that while should be terminated by semicolon. Here, it is optional. If you want, terminate. If you don't want, you can skip on. But not compulsory. Not compulsory. Okay, depends on requirement. Okay, that makes a difference and comparison between do while and while. Now we'll go further and we'll talk on for looping construct, which is important. First thing is syntax important. For data type variable equal to value, then condition, then iterator. Semicolon. Block open, statements, close it. This is the syntax. Usually, people say here after condition to write increment decrement. Never do that mistake, please. Remember that. Never do that. Don't say increment decrement. Not necessary like all logics are going to work only with increment decrement. Not all logic will not work with what? Increment and decrement. Some logic work without increment decrement also. So if you write increment decrement, that would go wrong. So the best technical term to use there is iterator. That could be anything. Means that which will make loop to repeat and brings the loop to end. Right? That is one point. That is how your syntax of for loop. And you can see at the end of for loop also, I have placed what do you call this one? Semicolon. I terminated for loop by what? Semicolon. Then I opened the block and then I went with what? Statements. That is what the syntax I mentioned for loop. Now, when it comes to example point of view, the way it is going to work, the way it is going to repeat the statements. So we'll analyze in two scenarios, one with a semicolon and one without semicolon. Then you two will get an idea of how it is going to work for us. Okay. So here, for that point, what to do is I write scenario one for int I equals to 1, I less than or equal to 5 condition, I plus plus. Then I say console dot write line of I. console dot write line of I. Okay, now I'll just increase the font size. Only for explaining the working process. Now, what will happen? How does it going to respond now? See, first step, first, first step will be initialization. Step 1 it is. Step 1 it is. Then after, it will go to condition. It will go to where? Condition. After initializing, the control will go to condition. Okay. Second part, condition. From there, it will go to end of the for loop only to see whether it is terminated by semicolon or not. Second part. Since it is not terminated, now what happens? Your output statement will work for us. Console.writeLine will work. And after console.writeLine, again it will go and execute I++. And again from I++, it will go and check condition. It will go and check a condition. And let's keep numbers so that you will get idea now. First initialization. This is one part. From there, it will go to condition, second part. Then it will go to end of for loop to check whether it is terminated by semicolon or not. Then it will go to output statement. Then it will go to I++. Then it will go to again condition. It will go to condition. And I'll keep numbers here so that you will get idea of how do they work. I'll give numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whatever are used, that I'll put here. First, initialization. Second, condition. Checks condition. Then it will go and check whether it is terminated by semicolon or not. Fourth, output statement. Console.writeLine will work. Here, console.writeLine will work. Then, again it will go for increment. Sixth will go for condition. So I come to a conclusion. What is that conclusion? Fourth step, what? Output statement. Fifth step is what? Iterator. That is increment for us. Sixth step is what? Condition. These three make loop for us. These three, fourth, fifth, sixth steps make loop. Loop is what? Repetition. Which three are repeated? Condition, increment, output statement. Condition, increment, output statement. These are the three things that will be repeatedly gets executed. That is how for loop works if it is not terminated by semicolon. Let's talk second part. Scenario 2. For declare I first. Integer I already declared. Then for I equals 1. I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus, terminate by semicolon, console dot write line of I. But now see what happens. In this for loop, the way it's going to respond now. Now, first, as usual, initializer, first to come, first initializer, step 1 it is. Then it will go to condition, condition. Then it will go to check whether it is terminated by semicolon or not. Then after checking, it will go to increment. After increment, again it will go to condition. Now let me put numbers and arrow marks so that I can make all those three things available for your reference. Condition. Then now we'll keep numbers as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One. Second step. Third step. Fourth step. Fifth step. Now, what is loop in this now? I didn't give arrow mark for console.writeLine. I didn't. Because now console.writeLine is not dependent on for loop. Just because for loop is terminated by semicolon. So let me write. Third step. Third step. Semicolon or not. It will check that. Fourth step. Iterator. Fifth step. Condition. Makes loop. These three steps makes loop. Makes loop. So in this line, what will happen? First I1, 1 less than or equal to 5 is true. I plus plus 2, true, 3, true, 4, true, 5. When it becomes 6, condition becomes false, comes out, console.writeLine is going to work only for 1 and displays the last value, what was incremented, and condition has become failed. So console.writeLine will display your answer as 6. On the left side, which is not terminated by semicolon, it will display your numbers from 1 to 5. Right side, you expect only result, that is 6, and left side, you are expecting a result from 1 to 5. All numbers from 1 to 5. And scenario 2 will return you only with the result called what? 6. That makes a difference in working with for loop with semicolon and without semicolon. And you see in the left side, when for loop is not terminated by semicolon, even then it will come there, it will check, because it is not terminated, then again it won't come back. Right side, because it is terminated by semicolon, it is repeatedly, it will check. Every modification to I, for loop will check whether it is semicolon or not. That is the working. Now, third scenario. Third scenario. What we do is scenario 3. For integer I equal to 1. For already initialization is done. Now, since initialization is over, you better start with semicolon. I less than or equal to 5. Close. Console dot write line I plus plus, one and the same. Instead of writing I plus plus there, I have added in output statement. I'm not saying like it will make any difference. No. What is it for loop missing now? For loop doesn't have initialization. For loop doesn't have iterator. Scenario 4. Fourth scenario. For I equal to 1. For don't initialize, already initialization is over, semicolon. Don't write condition, semicolon. Don't write iterator, that's also fine. Console dot write line I plus plus. You want to write I plus plus separately? Open the block if you want to write separately. I plus plus, one and the same. Instead of writing there, we have written in separate line. But because we have written in separate line, now two statements it has become. Because of when you say two statements, then you have to write for loop followed by flower bracket. Initialization is optional, condition is optional. Iterator is also optional. For loop mein, I didn't write, just for loop is enclosed with 2 semicolons. That's it. Same thing you do. Same thing. I equal to 1. While block open. I plus plus. Close the block. What do you notice? Remember, this is compile time error. But here, valid. This is valid. We didn't write condition in for loop, still it is valid. That makes a difference. And the difference is for loop is unconditional looping construct. While is pure conditional looping construct. While becomes pure conditional looping construct and for becomes unconditional looping construct. But this is the only difference you have between for and while. Only difference between for and while. Only difference. Understand clearly, please. You cannot skip while without writing condition. You cannot skip while without writing condition. For loop, no issue. Still it is right. Okay, then how do you, and what is the output for this scenario 4? Scenario 4, what is the output? 1 to infinity. It doesn't end your program. Okay. Now, scenario 4. How do you end scenario 4? How do you end? Like, I mean, what is out? How do you write so that it can end your condition? So, scenario 5 it is. Okay, same I'll write. Integer I equal to 1 for semicolon block open console dot write line I plus plus. Put your condition. If I is greater than 5, break. Yesterday we have written break in switch case to terminate case block. Today we are writing break in for loop to terminate for loop. Break is to terminate loop. Break is to terminate loop. Understand clearly, please. Never say break is to terminate if. Break is a part of if. Break is a part of if, but its purpose is to terminate loop. Its purpose is to terminate loop. Because you're writing if condition in for loop, don't change the meaning of if condition. Now also if is condition only. If is condition only. Don't say if loop. If cannot be a loop. If can be only a condition, which can be with true or false statement, true and false statement, or true or false statement. But saying that if is loop, wrong. Loops 4 only. Do while, for each. Only 4. Now, scenario 6. One more scenario. For integer I equals to 1, comma, j equal to 5, I less than or equal to 5, and j greater than or equal to 1, I plus plus, j minus minus. Console dot write line I concatenate j. Important in this is scenario 6 is we have two initializers separated by comma, two conditions separated by logical operator, and two iterators separated by comma. two initializers separated by comma, two condition separated by logical operator, two iterators separated by comma. Output is I will display your numbers from 1 to 5. J will display your numbers from 5 to 1. I will display numbers from 1 to 5 and J will display your numbers from 5 to 1. This is another scenario of for loop. Now, coming to 2 points. First, they'll ask, what are control statements in C sharp? Control statements in C sharp. Answer is conditional statements. Second, looping construct. If they say control statements, conditional statements, looping construct. Now, if they ask, second query, what are conditional statements? Then answer is conditional operators, question mark colon. Then if conditional statements, all if conditions. Switch case state. Third question is asked, what are looping constructs? Then your answer is do while, for each. Control statements, answer is 2. Conditional statement, looping construct. Control statements. Or you write all, no problem. Perfectly valid if you want, if you're interested, right? All statements you write. Everything you write. Conditional operators, switch case statement, all the things you write. Copy. Yes. Control statements. If they ask, then you should count everyone. Conditional operators, if conditional statements, switch case statements, looping construct. If they ask only about conditional statement, then you talk about only conditional operators, if conditional statements, switch case statements. If they ask what are looping construct, then you talk about do while, for each. At least with this, you might have framed a clear picture that never say if loop. Please, repeatedly, I'm saying enough number of times I heard from many people, even in interviews. It's only because that lack of basics, they come up saying that if is loop, which is basically wrong. Never, and you don't find any of these questions where it will explain you about what if loop. Nowhere. If is what? Conditional statement.